Hello, my name's Jennifer Frazier, and I'm a scientist and curator at the Exploratorium, a science museum in San Francisco. Today I'm going to talk about lessons we've learned in the museum field about creating visualizations for the public. At the Exploratorium, we create exhibitions to help the public learn about new ideas and tools in science. These new tools include visualizations. We've spent the last decade finding new ways to engage the public with real visualizations of scientific data, including hands-on exhibits. But we aren't the only museum that is focused on creating new experiences with visualizations. Many museums around the world have been using scientific visualizations to create immersive experiences such as planetarium shows, new ways to explore large complex data sets, and ways to enhance public data literacy. But most of these museums had not had a chance to talk to one another about lessons learned from their projects. So in 2019, we hosted VISUALISE, a conference for visualization for informal science education, which brought together leaders from the museum field working in visualization, as well as many others from cognitive science, computer science, data journalism, and the arts. We got together for 2 days to talk through different things on panel discussions, in presentations, in moderated conversations, looking at live demonstrations of many interactive visualization exhibits that have been created, sharing new ideas and prototypes, and working to think through complex themes such as intent, data storytelling, and how to apply research to practice in small breakout groups. After the 2 days, our team got together to look through all of our different notes and breakout groups to identify key themes from the conference, which can be distilled into some considerations for creating visualizations for the public, which I'm now going to share. The first is to make visualizations relevant and relatable. One of the first examples was personalization. For example, Nadia Popovich from the New York Times gave many examples of how to help learners enter their zip codes or other data to get personalized visualizations. Monica Ramirez Andriota from the University of Arizona shared her work going into communities and helping communities identify their questions and then creating personalized visualizations about the safety of their soil and the water that they were collecting. Another example of localization was Ryan Wyatt from the California Academy of Sciences sharing how they use local cities to give an idea of the scale of large events in planetarium shows. Another theme that Eric Rodenbeck of Stamen Design really captured the audience with was the idea of enchantment, which is really hard to define, but can be captured by things such as beauty, which Fernanda Villegas of Google spoke about, humor, which came up both in talks by Barbara Tversky and Scott McLeod, and also immersive, almost magical experiences that can happen in actual physical places. Another consideration was the importance of collaboration. Almost every successful project presented had the usual team of software developers, graphic designers, and scientists, but there were also educational designers, evaluators who did testing and research, and most importantly, the public, who helped inform what visualization should be about and were consulted throughout the testing process. Finally, a third consideration, or actually a caution, was that public data literacy is essential. There needs to be a lot more training because current data literacy is quite low. In some of our work at the Exploratorium, Joyce Ma presented a study we did where even an incredibly intensively designed visualization, it took 43 seconds on average for the public to even begin understanding what they were looking at. So to understand what a map was, to decipher the key. Similarly, Kati Borner and her colleagues have found that museum visitors have a very significant challenge identifying graphs, charts, and maps. So this needs to be taken into consideration when designing for the public. We have our conference proceeding, all 50 pages of them, with these key themes, summaries of the talks, and other recommendations on our website at exploratorium.edu/visualize. And we also have recordings of every presentation but one, Scott McLeod, which has to be seen in person. I'd like to thank our organizing team and our funders, the National Science Foundation and the Gordon and Betty Moore Foundation.